At no time in my 3.5 years as president of Bastyr University have I felt more optimism, more energy, or more confidence in our future. I say this even while recognizing that we are in perhaps the most challenging economic time in our history. More than 30 years ago, I am sure our founders struggled mightily with the economic realities that menacingly swirled around their audacious dream of founding a college that would literally change the world. I salute them, and on this Community Day, I express my sincere appreciation for their foresight, their dedication, and their grit. The birth of the John Bastyr College of Naturopathic Medicine in 1978 was a bold statement against the status quo, and our founders and the early faculty often defined themselves as swimming upstream, as being countercultural or alternative. That commitment to succeed against all odds is part of our institutional DNA, and it is serving us very well indeed in today's environment. I would want to assert that we have won the battle about substance. The issue of who we are and what we represent is no longer ambiguous. It is also no longer alternative. Largely as a result of Bastyr University's extraordinary success in education, research, and clinical service, a large part of the establishment has come to embrace what we represent and wants to share in our mission. Some worry that they want to co-opt us and operate as dilettantes in the arena of natural medicine. I prefer to see them as partners who, while they have much to learn, are no less committed to the transformed health and well-being of the human family than we. And I love the description used by a colleague college president recently when he said to me, Bastyr University should no longer claim to hold an alternative view, but should proudly declare that we simply represent the left bank of the mainstream. Placing ourselves within that fast-moving mainstream, broad and diverse as its constituent waters are, is exhilarating and gratifying because it signals that our elders, some of whom are in this very room today, have surely succeeded beyond their wildest imagination. We are wise if we recognize that while we may not be swimming against the current as once we did, there are perils in letting the mainstream carry us without our noticing where it is that we might land. That said, happily we can call upon that genetic impulse to fight for what we know is true and use that energy to take on the unfavorable economic climate, vowing, as we always have, to succeed in spite of the odds. This is the perspective that makes me confident. This is the perspective and the actual fact of our common life. Highly visible and long awaited is the student residence village, which will soon begin to grow out of the greenscape, sweeping eastward from the herb gardens to the edge of the tennis courts. This exciting project includes 11 cottages nestled against the tree line and around the gardens, which are among our recognizable hallmarks at Bastyr University. Each cottage will contain 12 private sleeping rooms, each with a private bath. Every 12 rooms will share a large common area, including a great room, kitchen, study room, laundry room, and inside bike storage. As you would expect, the buildings will be constructed with green technology and will be LEED certified. Natural materials, low-impact environmental conditions, individual temperature controls, even plug-ins for electric automobiles will characterize this state-of-the-art community development. The planning effort has been underway for 2 years, and the design reflects student input throughout. Taking advantage of low costs of construction and financing at this moment, we've been able to accomplish all of this with no subsidy from the university's operating budget. The cottages will be open for occupancy at the beginning of the summer quarter 2010. Fabulous things are also happening in the Bastyr University Research Center. Our new integrated oncology research clinic, initiated through a generous grant from a California donor, has rapidly growing clientele and will soon be reporting, I have no doubt, excellent patient outcomes. Even when we lose good people from among our ranks, we recognize not only the contribution they have made here, but the complement that calls them away. A couple of examples. Our alumna Wendy Weber, ND, MPH, PhD, Research Assistant Professor, recently left us to take her place as the first naturopathic physician to serve as a program officer in the National Institutes of Health. Further, Ronald Sims, a distinguished member of our Board of Trustees, has just left Seattle to accept the appointment of President Barack Obama as Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. What good company you keep, Bastyr. We are well along in a due diligence period evaluating the potential to acquire the Seattle Midwifery School and develop a graduate degree program in midwifery to strengthen our historic commitment to midwife-assisted childbirth. Conversations like this one come about because Bastyr University is seen as the preferred place to study and work, and soon it will also be seen as the place to live and play. And on June 22nd, approximately 260 of our number will leave our community as they cross the stage at the university's 28th annual commencement exercises in Benaroya Hall. They will be blessed by the remarks of Wayne Jonas, MD, our principal speaker, who was the first director of the Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine within the National Institutes of Health, and is the personal advisor to the Obama administration on the development of a prevention and wellness initiative for the proposed new federal health plan. Are you exhausted? I am. I find the excitement of our common life challenging, rewarding, and yes, sometimes exhausting. But where better might we invest ourselves in an enterprise that feeds and nurtures not only our minds and spirits, but gives us a forum to support the transformation of the health of the whole human family. I thank you for the opportunity to be among you.